Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're going to be making keto bread. So you guys have seen it on my Instagram, and now I'm going to show you a step-by-step on how to do it. So now we're going to go over our ingredients. So we'll start off with the almond flour. You will need 1 1/4 cups of almond flour, and if you'd like to weigh out your ingredients, then it'll be 4.5 ounces. And then our psyllium husk. So I'm using whole psyllium husk. If you use whole psyllium husk, you'll want to do 9 tablespoons. If you're using powdered psyllium husk, you can do 5. All in all, you just want to measure out, if you're weighing it, between 45 and 50 grams of psyllium husk. Okay, so whether it's ground or whole, that's the measurement you need, 45 to 50. Okay, now egg whites. 3 egg whites. I'm using liquid egg whites, so I did 9 tablespoons of egg whites. And again, you can measure that out, but 3 regular egg whites is what you'll need. Then the baking powder, we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I use a little bit of yeast for the bread, you know, that yeasty taste in the bread. And last but not least, we need our water. You will need boiling hot water. Okay, so I wanted to show you what I'll be using. You could use a hand mixer. I'm going to be using my stand mixer. I do have the little paddle attachment that will be mixing everything up. I will need some parchment paper and a little pan. So you can use silicone, you can use whatever you want and you have, but I'm just going to be showing you what I will be using for today. So let's go ahead and get everything mixed together so I can show you how to make this bread. Okay, so now let's start mixing. We're going to put our almond flour in and our psyllium husk. We'll put all the dry ingredients first, so then they're well incorporated before we add our mixture. So those are little yeast, our little salt. Come on, salt. Okay, now I'll just mix it with this. And then we're gonna put our apple cider vinegar in. We'll put our egg whites. And now let's grab our hot water. Okay, so now we have our boiling hot water. 1 cup. Okay, and remember you can mix this by hand or with a hand mixer. Now we're just gonna mix all this up, and you will see our little bread dough form. Okay, so this is pretty much done here. And as you can see, our dough is a little wet. Not so much, but we're going to scrape off the edges, and then I will show you when we form our little ball. So we're going to just scrape the edges, like so. And here is our little bread dough. See that? And if you notice that it's a little sticky, obviously with time you need to let it sit for a couple of minutes and it'll absorb. You can always wet your hands a little and you're good to go. So let's let it sit for a bit. Let me go grab some water and then we're gonna divide our dough. Okay, so here is our dough. And now that you have your dough, you can decide what you want to use it for. So you can actually bake it all, all just one little bread like this, or you can cut it in half and then cut it in thirds to make, let's say, some buns, or, and if you're super detailed and you want to weigh each piece out so that they're completely even, you can do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to make little rolls. So we're going to form these into just like these little buns, and you can make them, use them for hamburger buns or sandwiches or whatever you want. So I'm just going to form the little the little ball. And if you want, you can also sprinkle like sesame seeds on top or whatever you want. I mean, this is your bread, so you're gonna do with it what you want, okay? And we'll keep forming these little guys, and I will show you. This one's actually too big to be one. But again, you're just going to make them the size that you want. Okay, so I formed our 4 little buns, and you know, they're as even as they're gonna get. So I'm gonna do 4 buns, and then I'm gonna save this here to make these little toasties that I love, love, love to make. While we're working on our little toasties, I'm gonna get these in the oven now. We're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna put these little guys in the oven for about 50 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so we are pulling out our little breads. They've been baking for almost an hour, and we're gonna let them cool, and then we're gonna cut into one. Okay, so here are our finished buns. Super cute. I'm gonna cut into one for you, and we're gonna do a taste test. So let's do this. Here's a moment of truth. See how our little guy looks inside. Whoa, we have bread. Okay, and these can be toasted. You just, obviously they have to be fully cooled off, and you can toast them in the toaster or stovetop. So we're gonna get some butter. Whenever you're able to get grass-fed butter, obviously that's a great choice because healthy fats are important in our diet. Okay. We'll just do one side so we're not savage. Do this little guy. So typically I would have my bread with butter like I am here, maybe some jelly, maybe make like a little sandwich out of it, but today we're gonna keep it simple. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of sweetener. So I don't know if any of you ever used to eat bread, butter, and sugar. Oh no, I used to. So anyway, we're gonna do that today. So we're just having our little bun with a little bit of butter and some sweetener. Let's taste. Just like bread, guys. This would be so perfect with like on a hot sandwich, melted cheese, warm meats, perfection. But you could use this any way that you would use regular bread. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I tried making it as quick and simple as possible for you to follow. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course turn your post notifications on so that you're reminded every time I post a cool recipe like I did today. Like always, I love you and thank you so much. Mwah.